Hi everyone, so welcome to Unit 1, Session 1 in Sociology. In this first week's session, we're going to be really looking at, what is sociology and what kinds of questions do sociologists ask and how do they even discover what we really know about sociology. So I'm going to quickly walk you through this week's session. Remember that when you're navigating to our sessions, you go to Materials and then Course Content, and then you're going to click on Unit 1. And Unit 1, Session 1. And remember that you always start with the session plan at the very beginning. So here's our session plan and some of our essential questions. What is sociology? What do sociologists do? And what kinds of questions do sociologists ask? There are 3 major assignments that you're working on this week, so you want to make sure you get all of those done by Monday the 27th. Here's a suggested schedule. You don't have to complete it in this order. This just gives you an idea of how you might break it out into 5 equal parts for our week's session. So first you're going to watch an overview of what is sociology. There's a couple of different videos here. One is just an intro to Crash Course Sociology, which is a resource we'll be using a lot in this class to understand basic sociology concepts. I want to give you a heads up about Crash Course videos. They move pretty fast. Don't feel like you have to grasp every single concept, but at the same time, if you're confused, I would suggest watching it again, turning on the closed captioning, maybe even slowing it down using that feature in YouTube, and jotting down notes on some of the key ideas as you go through. So these videos are going to give you an introduction to sociology. And then there's a reading here. Notice these key questions. Pretty much anytime I give you a video or a reading, I'm going to give you some sort of key questions. These are the things that I really want you to zero in on as you're reading. I want to give you a heads up about our readings in this class. They will all be from the same text. If you have any trouble at all with reading or understanding that text, please let me know so that I can find some alternate readings for you because I want to make sure that you're being able to understand the text. I do break these out into small chunks, so you're not getting the whole textbook at once. You're actually getting just a small section. In this case, it is 5 pages. If you have a printer at home, it might be a good idea to print so that you can highlight some of those key ideas, or at a minimum, as you're reading, jotting down some notes. A lot of times when I give you a reading and a video, the concepts are going to overlap. So you're going to see the same concepts in both of those things. If you prefer one mode over the other, I'm completely fine with you doing that as long as you're getting those main concepts from it. Then you have a quiz on sociology basics, which if you're watching this video, you're getting a preview of it. There you go. Sorry, my teacher navigation sometimes gets a little bit wonky. So there we go. You're going to do that quiz, and then you're going to jump into a discussion. Here you're going to be trying to ask questions that sociologists might ask. So based on the readings that you've completed, what kinds of things might sociologists be interested in? There's a Wordle down here at the bottom that might help you in thinking about what kinds of things sociologists are interested in. You do want to make sure that you reply at least twice to this discussion so that you can get full credit. And then you're going to do a little bit of a fun activity. You're going to actually observe groups. So there's some ideas for where you might go. You could go to the grocery store, you could go to a playground, and for about 15 minutes, you're just going to watch what people are doing and jot down notes. There's some ideas here on things you might want to pay attention to, the unwritten rules people seem to be following, the way people are interacting, anything funny that they're doing, questions that it makes you think about. The idea is that we're starting to really begin thinking like a sociologist. Then, over the course of each unit, you will have a project that isn't due until the end of the unit, but will take some time each week to work on it. In this case, it's a Careers in Sociology project. You're going to research a career in sociology that you are interested in. It could be a social worker, or it could be something that is less directly related to sociology, and you're going to be creating a project around that. So you're going to follow this link, and it'll kind of give you, walk you through the process of what you need to think about with this particular project. You are not completing the whole thing this week, you're just getting started with it. In fact, this says to be sure to read the start, the introduction, and the task pages and begin thinking about what you want to research, because we're not going to be actually working on the project till next week. And let's see, this talks about the fact that what we're working on in the next session, you'll see that in every single session so that you kind of have an idea where we're at and where we're headed. And then that brings you to the end of the session. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm happy to help, and have a great week. Thanks.